human rights is has changed a great deal.
Yeah.
Over the last, 20, 30 years. Used to be, just based on sort of a race-based thing, coming out of the 60s and that sort of stuff. And, then there was, religion and this sort of stuff. And of course, the whole women's movement, which I mention that only because the Democratic Party in the US is still talking about this all the time. But now, it's moved into a whole pile of other things that include tax residency, with this whole Fatca stuff.
John, first of all, let me just sort of welcome you to For the Now. So it's lovely to see you today. And yeah, I mean, that is what you predominantly do, isn't it? Is defend people, shall we say, that, have to pay US taxes that aren't actually living in the US.
I've always been the kind of person who wants to find out how things work, and just the idea that there might actually be an area where you could find out how humans worked just really appealed to me. So I switched direction in my second year and went to study neuroscience and psychology and kind of put the chemistry stuff on hold, although it turns out chemistry is involved in neuroscience as well. So yeah, it was a bit of a sort of happy accident that took me in that direction. And then I just found it fascinating that we might be able to actually explain what to me feel like the biggest questions in science, like what is consciousness? Why do we behave the way we do? Why are people different to each other? Why do we experience things the way we do? That we might be able to actually do real science and find answers to those. I thought, yeah, it just really excited me. So I haven't looked back.
It's grown and, yeah, absolutely. And it's grown and grown for you. I mean, you're part of the British Psychological Society, aren't you?
Yes, so I'm one of the presenters for their podcast, Psych Crunch.
Yeah, so I mean, and that must be, I mean, I've looked at it. I have to confess I haven't actually listened to a podcast yet, but I will be, definitely, because I do find it, I think all of us during this pandemic have started to look at us as people and started to think about how we do function